Hello, wonderful people. It's Nix, and today we are going to be working on a build. I know I hardly ever do builds, but as I was watching, all our favorite simmers play their as I was watching, all our favorite simmers and stuff play the high school expansion pack, I was looking at the auditorium and I was like, we need to do something else with this. It can be better. And it really inspired me to want to just kind of build something a little bit better for that. I wanted to work on a high school too, but me tackling a high school, yeah, that wasn't gonna work. Like me tackling on that building a whole school wasn't gonna work. There's still a mansion that I still haven't finished yet. But there's still a mansion I still haven't finished yet. But anyway, back to this build specifically. So as I was watching it and I was seeing like some of the functionality for the auditorium, I think it is supposed to be used for prom, graduation, and a couple other things. I cannot remember what the two things are. I apologize. I don't know about you all, but when I was in school, or if you currently are in school, I think most of us for our auditoriums, they are used for things like speeches, plays, maybe recitals, things of that nature, maybe some more artsy things. I don't know, can't remember if we had this in our high school auditorium, but I'm sure we probably had like fashion shows or something like that. Like I'm sure we had like fashion shows or something like that, things like that, artsy kind of things where that requires a stage. So that's why it's kind of weird that they are holding a prom there. I feel like most of the time proms are held in a separate venue, graduations are held in a separate venue. I can't remember what our high school graduation was at. I don't know if it was at the school. No, it wasn't at the school. We rented out a venue for that actually. So no. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times nowadays graduations and proms are held in a separate venue from the school. But of course, this is The Sims. I get why they may have done an auditorium like that, because they kind of needed a separate space so they can like decorate it and have those special events there. The school is kind of way too big for all that. And I'm sure they had to I'm sure it would conflict with like the classes thing, like they had the program into there or something. I'm sure like there was some kind of conflict, and that was the reason why they kind of had it as its own separate building. But yeah, like how many of your graduation was actually held on the campus? I mean, like maybe in like middle school or elementary school, but like how many of your high school graduations was actually held on the campus? Let me know in the comments, like, because I am curious, like how how often is that still a thing? Because not every school wants to pay for a venue, which I can kind of understand. But they make us pay all these graduation fees anyway, so like you can afford to give us a venue, a real venue, and let us graduate, okay? So if your school made you pay all these graduation fees and you didn't get a venue, let me know that too. Like, I mean, if you have to pay a graduation fee and and still didn't get a venue, because I'd be kind of mad. But yeah, how many people held their prom at school too? Like, let me know that, because I feel like that's not too much of a thing anymore. Like a lot of proms aren't really held on campuses, and even if they are held on campuses, on the school campus, I feel like it was in like the gym or it was in the cafeteria. Because I remember we had a elementary school like dance or whatever in the cafeteria, and in middle school that was more likely to be held in the gym if they want to do something like that. Which I never really attended the dances from middle school and up, so I never went to prom or anything like that. I know people are like, oh, it's the greatest life thing of my life. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm a very socially awkward person. So like going to dances and stuff was not for me. Even though if I had gone, I probably would have just gone with friends and, I've been sitting around and talking and things like that. But I was like, I'm not paying just to go somewhere I don't want to be. So that was just me. That was I could have gone. There was no reason not to go other than I would have been uncomfortable. So yeah, but like I know a lot of people like their prom, but how many people have like super fond memories of prom? They're happy they went. How many people just didn't go to their prom? Like I just didn't go to mine. I didn't feel like there was a need to go. All those people that I would have gone with, I could have seen outside of prom for free. So yeah, I had no reason to go. But yeah, and it was in a venue that I didn't want to go to at that time. And when I heard about what happened, some of the stuff that happened at prom, I was like, I'm glad I didn't go. So yeah. But I know a lot of people like, oh, you regret it and blah 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 blah. But I actually don't. I'm actually happy I didn't go to my prom. But I know a lot of people, are happy that they went. They had a good time. They had fun. I'm sure I would have had more memories. I do need to do more things that allow me to have more memories, more good memories in life. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely do it for the experience if you haven't gone. Like, just don't, like, do more things for experience. I feel like we tend to not do a lot of things that we should be doing because of money and things like that. And if you can afford to do it, then go ahead, do it. It's a good experience, and experience is invaluable. So definitely just, if you can, try to experience as much as you can. But anyway, back to this build. Like, back to this build. I wanted it to be more like a art center, so I do have like musical instruments and things like that set up behind the stage, like music instruments, a mic. I did put a little podium up there because I feel like when there was things in the auditorium, it was a speech or something sometimes, even though I feel like a lot of our speeches was held in the gym because it's like, sit your butts on these bleachers. We ain't open up the auditorium for that. And of course, the auditorium wasn't big enough for a whole school assembly. Usually school assemblies are huge. It was like, hey, go to the gym. This is what we're going to have, our little assembly or whatever. So yeah, I feel like the auditorium wasn't used that much. But when it was used, again, I feel like it was plays, recitals, maybe some speeches, things like that. So that's why I feel like, it would be very artsy. Again, like I said, we had fashion shows and things like that in our auditorium. So that's why I went ahead and put some like clothes and mirrors and things back there. Because I feel like, you can, whatever kind of artsy event that schools want to hold, they can do that in their auditorium, have people come, have parents come, things like that. So yeah, but I did went ahead and make a second floor for my auditorium. I wanted to have a space for the Sims to eat, and like, I wanted to have a space for the Sims to eat and, like, have more restrooms. I did put a restroom behind the stairs. If you saw that earlier, I don't know, but Sims be getting hungry. They need something to eat. So I put a little cafe up here and some vending machines. You'll see that in a little bit. I did do the bathrooms first because I was like, I need them to have more bathrooms. I intend to have more Sims on my lot. I know a lot of us will have either a mod or something that will help us have more Sims on our lot, because most of the time there's only 20 Sims that can load on the lot. And I get why they restricted it that way, because they wanted the game to be functional. So I understand that. But I feel like, most of us have decent PCs, not everybody, because I know I had a laptop at one point in time and it was about to blow up. Playing this thing. Like, it was so up. So I get that too. But for those of us, who can, I'm sure we'll be using MCCC or something to increase the amount of Sims that is on a lot, because it doesn't make sense for it to be as empty as those classrooms were looking when people were playing. And I get, again, that there's only a maximum of 20 Sims, but that is crazy. They made this school so huge. It's so freaking huge. But there's no Sims there. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's so freaking huge and there's no Sims in the classrooms. You have to account for the teacher as taking up some of the spaces. They have all those desks in there and there's just nothing there. So yeah, I'll definitely, whenever I decide to get the pack, because I am definitely not one to hop on first thing for a pack. But whenever I get the pack, I'll definitely be adding, more Sims to my lots, because it just looks so empty without it. So yeah, and even when you see the final little walkthrough for this, you'll see that I've added more Sims to the lot to kind of make it feel more lively, because it looks empty without Sims in there. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of dead, especially with that school. Like, it's so freaking huge. It needs more Sims in there. But yeah, I think I increased it to 30. My PC was fine. I'm sure I can increase it by more, but I just wanted the game to not lag too much. But yeah, like I said, on the second floor, I did add a little cafe kind of area so they can be upstairs and hopefully not bothering whatever event is going on downstairs. I did leave the back on the first floor, as you probably saw, was open. There was nothing back there because I don't know how it's gonna work with like when the game generates the stuff for the prom and stuff, like how that's gonna work with your own pre-made auditoriums. Because from what I saw, I don't think you have much say over the decorations for like the graduation and things like that. So I don't know if these chairs that I've put down there will get in the way of the event once the event starts, for like a graduation, because I think they added chairs for the graduation. But I know for the prom they did add some seats in the back of the auditorium, I think. And then so I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but hopefully it won't get in the way. But we'll see as more people play the pack and stuff when it comes out. Look, we'll see as more people play the pack and stuff when it comes out. So I'm curious how that's gonna work as far as decorating your own lot and all the pre-generated decorations that happens with the event. I think they're pre-generated. I don't know if you have much say over the decoration. I don't feel like you do though. Look, I don't feel like you do though, but we'll see. Look, we'll see in the future. But yeah, I wanted this auditorium to look a little bit older. It looks a little bit too old. It looks a little ancient because by the time I get around to the wallpaper for the outside, I use the one from like the Jungle Pack, I think I used that one. So please excuse the ancient looking look to the school, but I wanted to look more like an art center, and I feel like that would have, I don't know, I feel like it's artsy. I put some little statues out there and everything. I thought it was, creative for me. I'm not saying it's creative at all. I'm just saying it's creative for me. Because I'm just saying it's creative for me. I did add some vending machines from I have no idea, the skiing freaking pack. I don't know what that pack is called, y'all. Forgive me. Forgive me. But I did have some vending machines for that. I know they have some vending machines for Get to Work. More people probably more likely have the Get to Work packs. It's a good pack to have. I know, some of it is broken, but modders have fixed it. I'm sure modders will fix a lot of the things that's probably gonna be a little broken with this pack. Things tend to be a little broken, when packs come out. And modders shouldn't have to be. We shouldn't have to rely on modders to fix it, but they do, and I do appreciate them so much for making our games better. So yeah, I did put a lot of posters and things around the school because I feel like schools always have a million and one posters talk about, oh, you should be doing this while in school, and you shouldn't be doing this while you're in school, and join our club and blah 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 blah. So there's always like a million posters, I feel like, around schools. Now there wasn't necessarily posters in the auditorium itself because let's be real, y'all, the auditorium usually just didn't have posters in them unless they was like in the back or behind the stage or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, I never been back there. I had no reason to be back there. But yeah, I am excited about a lot of things that's coming out with this pack. I know a lot of people are excited about the body hair. That is something that people have been asking for a very, very, very long time. Also excited about the ability to choose your sim sexual orientation, and that is actually really cool. I used to use MCCC all the time to kind of fix that. I do like it. MCCC allows you to change the percentage about how much your sim likes one gender over the other. I know a lot of people probably are disappointed because they don't have an option to like genders other than male and female. I don't know, if they'll ever get around to fixing that, because that's a lot of genders to be adding. But again, I do appreciate that at least we've gotten to the point where your sim is allowed to choose their sexual orientation. So I do like that. I do also like that they're allowed to explore romantically. I think that is super cute. I was looking at somebody playing it, and it was like, yeah, like, and it updates it once your sim starts, I guess, dating a different type of sim from, I guess, whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever. Maybe, I don't know how that works. I'm curious to know how that works actually. So we'll see. Look, we'll see when the pack comes out. But I am excited that it allows that though. What else? Oh, curved walls. Oh my gosh, I'm excited about that. Like, if you couldn't tell, I'm excited about that. How could you not be? Like, how many times have we wanted to make a build with some curved walls and you couldn't? I feel like an auditorium should have curved walls. Auditoriums in real life have curved walls. Maybe not school auditoriums, because, it's a school. Schools ain't spending money on that. Not too many. I shouldn't say that. Not too many schools are spending money on trying to make this architectural wonder of an auditorium. Okay. So yeah. But still, I'm excited about that. There's gonna be a lot of builds with some curved walls. I feel like you can make you a nice, beautiful auditorium with that, like an actual auditorium, not like a school one. School one is very, very different. So I'm excited about curved walls. I probably shouldn't be, but I am. I'm super excited about it. I don't build enough though, unfortunately. I do want to build a gymnasium though, because I feel like gyms can be very separate from the school. We do tend to have sometimes our sometimes schools have separate gyms. Our gym wasn't separate for our school, but I know sometimes they are separate, and that'll be another space where you can use that instead of this thing they call auditorium, because I don't feel like this is really an auditorium, but whatever. And you can just use the gym for dances and stuff, because I feel like you would just use a gym, not an auditorium. Auditoriums don't typically have windows in them, because again, it's a setting for like plays and stuff. They don't typically have windows in them. It would just make sense for that to be a gym, and you throw everything, throw events in the freaking gym. That just makes a much more sense to me. But whatever they want to do. Even I think the venue that we had our graduation in, it was a gym of a college, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So yeah, a gym just make more sense to kind of hold all these events in than an auditorium. But whatever works for them. But we are getting close to the end of the build. I thank you all so much for joining me today. Again, like I said, I want to do a little bit more builds with this pack. So I'll probably put out more builds in the upcoming weeks inspired by this pack. Definitely can't wait to kind of update it with the stuff from the actual pack. But let me know, what was your high school experience like? Did you enjoy it? Was it crazy? Are you still friends with a lot of people that you became friends with in high school? Are you still friends with those people? Anyway, thank you again for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you all enjoy. Let me know what you most excited about in this upcoming pack and this upcoming update. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.